or kill me.
Oh, I'm a little off center. Hold on,
Come closer.
Let me move. What's up, y'all? It's your girl Portia here.
And Karina, I'm sorry. I'm trying to get my phone together.
We are here with another You Can't Scare Us podcast. I know we were supposed to be here like last week, but I just keep taking trips.
I wish I was taking trips.
I just can't. I can't stay. I keep taking trips. I got another one coming up in a few more weeks, so I don't know how that's gonna go. But
right.
Yeah, we are here.
Yes, and I've been dealing with my new puppy. I have allergies. I'm actually really allergic to him.
Cute.
Thank you. So my voice is kind of raspy today, but I think it's kind of cute a little bit.
He is so cute. He's got the cutest little face.
Oh yeah, I love.
Okay.
Magnar.
I'm sorry. It's been a minute. It's been a while. Well,
Yes.
We're gonna start it off with one of our little segments we always do, which is what did you watch last? So
I think we both watched.
we did watch the same thing.
Yeah.
I watched because I've been dying. I've been waiting for this. The first part to Fear Street.
So you haven't seen the second one yet?
I didn't yet. I gotta wait when I'm not babysitting. So I
Okay,
have
yeah, so
time
you can pay attention.
Yes, I need to pay attention. I need to have the TV up. I need to be like involved, but I haven't watched it yet. But I did watch the first one. What do
Okay.
you think about it?
Okay, the first one, I'm not gonna lie, I do not like the main character.
She seems a little.
I don't even remember what her name
she's
is.
played in something before because I've seen her.
She kind of reminds me. I don't know if you ever seen Pretty Little Liars, but she kind of reminds me of Spencer in a way. But I know that's not her. But
Mhm.
I don't know why. Maybe I didn't like her voice or like.
I think it was her voice. I mean, I don't know. I mean, she played the lesbian part well because of how she was not really so much butch, but it was almost like
STEM.
Yeah, she had that kind of. But yeah, I didn't like, and I'm still confused as to why her brother was like all the way black.
Girl, okay, that was another thing. I'm like, so do they have two different mamas? First of all, where are these kids' parents?
Right.
I
kept waiting for the dad to come in the house like drunk because she's like cleaning up beer cans, and I'm like, hey, is he an alcoholic or does he just work?
Right, but what even happened to mom? Did they say?
True.
I don't even. I'm like, first of all, where are these kids' parents?
Yes.
And then I'm like you said, the little boy looked completely black.
He's like all the way black.
I'm like, okay, do they got two different mamas?
Yeah, because she was like Hispanic or something. So I'm like, well, what is going on here? I thought that was like a friend from another house, and it was in.
I thought she was babysitting at first.
Yes,
that's what I thought. I'm like, okay,
what, mom, dad, who the heck, what the heck? But yeah, the whole thing was just, I enjoyed it because it gave me everything that I like. It had a good storyline. Mm-hmm. It had some jump scares in there.
It was just, I think to me too, it was a lot more kiddier than what I thought it was. It was like. I wouldn't say like it. You know why though? Because R.L. Stine wrote the books.
Yeah.
So, but I like how they it wasn't like Goosebumps. Like it was like I wouldn't let my 9-year-old watch this.
Yeah, it was
because they definitely had sex.
Oh yeah, it was more of. Because like in the opening scene, I got really excited when they were in the library and they showed the book The Wrong Turn.
Yes.
Because I screamed because I was like, oh my God, I read that book. Because I had every single R.L. Stine book.
I used to like the ones where you had to like pick your fate and like turn the page.
Every single one. And then when Fear Street came out, it was like a series of like all these stories that were catered more to like teenagers.
Okay, so you did read those books.
I did read the books. It was more like Fear Street was geared more towards like your 15 to 17 like age.
And that's what I would say would be who can view this because I liked how they used some of the Stranger Things actors, like the girl in the beginning.
Oh yeah.
And them all kind of look like similar to that. So I'm like,
I had to go after I watched it. I had to go back and Google where did they film Fear Street.
Okay,
because I wanted to know like where was it filmed because I just came from down south and I'm like, wait a second, that looked like where I was just at. It was down south. It wasn't Mississippi, but they filmed it in Georgia.
I wonder what state does this take place in, like in the movie? Because we only know that it's the two towns.
They never really said anything. Well, they got their own made up shady
side. And
shady side.
Other rival town.
But they never really tell you like what state it's in.
Right.
They never really said that in the books either. It was just the town. But yeah, I can't wait to see part 2.
Part 2,
part 3 should be soon.
It's way better than 1. I will say that I actually really enjoyed part 2, and I think one thing that these movies did do a good job though is taking you back to that era, like the 90s. Like this was like what 1994. And then definitely the second one is 78. Like all the music that they played, I'm like, okay.
Yeah, I can't. It's kind of gearing me up for American Horror Stories. I don't know why. I'm just excited.
I know.
I'm just excited. Like it's right around the corner. I'm so excited. And there's like so many things coming out. The new Halloween's coming out.
Candyman.
I'm looking forward to that.
Old. I want to see Old.
Oh, I want to see that too. Yeah. That looks really, really good.
Like
yes,
something
that looks
different.
And we've been talking about M. Night Shyamalan. So
you know what? It's kind of like the trailers, and I don't know if it's because like this guy was in one of the characters was in Hereditary, but it's kind of giving me like Midsummer kind of vibes. Like,
oh yeah,
even though I know it's not, they're two different directors.
I think it's gonna be really good. I'm excited for that. It's just a lot of good stuff is coming in the next few months.
Now I was kind of irritated though with the Halloween trailer because I'm like, why would y'all try to save him?
Yeah,
let him burn.
I was like, this is not going to be scary. Is this another horror love?
Like, right?
Like
at this point, Laurie might as well just
So. But I'm still gonna see it because it's Halloween.
Right. And it's Jamie Lee Lynn Curtis, original Final Girl.
I'm still gonna see that. So yeah. And then I watched some stupid movie. I don't even know what the movie is called.
Was this on Netflix?
It sure was.
Was it? I think because when you said some stupid possession movie, I think I tried to watch it.
I don't even know what it's called.
Was it like a week or 7 days later, or like
the guy was like a priest or something?
And the little boy.
Well, no, the guy. Well, it started out where he was little with the black guy. Who was the priest?
I tried. I really tried.
Okay, yes. So the black guy was a priest, and they tried to do an exorcism. And in the middle of the exorcism, something happened where the black priest got murdered.
He got murdered by his necklace.
By his necklace.
Or a necklace.
The crucifix in the neck. So then the little boy then grew up. So then it takes us years later to him as an adult.
Yeah.
But he's like a badass priest. You know those priests. You know,
right.
I'm not going to wear
I'm going to smoke cigarettes.
I'm a cuss. I'm not going to wear any of my priest garb, whatever. But I'm out here performing exorcism.
But I love the Lord.
Exactly. Right. So then he gets his new protege, which is this. I just got out on my praise Jesus. And he's like, what is this? And, y'all know me. Once I give at least 30 minutes, I gotta at least try to stay committed.
I actually did watch it, but I wasn't really paying attention.
Yeah, I watched it on my iPad, so it was almost like it wasn't giving me the whole feel because it wasn't on a TV. But I watched it. I gave it through. The ending was like really stupid, and I was like, "This."
I was confused.
I was confused too. I was like, so spoiler alert. We give you spoiler alerts.
Right. So if you want to go see this, don't listen.
Don't listen to this part. So the little boy who turned into the badass priest, I guess he ended up getting possessed by the spirit who the black priest was trying to exorcise when the movie first came on. So the entire movie, he's possessed. But not one time did he go into possession.
Maybe we should have known he was over there smoking squares and.
Yeah, I mean, but
I kind of saw it coming.
I've seen movies where there is a badass priest, but it's only because
Constantine,
they had some type of drama happen to them or trauma
was
or whatever.
Constantine
I think
priest?
So.
Yeah, he was a badass priest. We need a part 2 of that. I feel like Constantine.
Yeah. So,
but Keanu is very down to earth. Like he would do it.
Yeah, he would be.
He did that for Christ's sakes. He did that movie with those 2 girls that raped him and left him buried in the ground at the end. So I'm pretty sure he'll do Constantine.
Yeah, he'll probably do anything.
I'm just saying.
Yeah, I really didn't watch too much because I was on vacation. I I did see that my show Evil came back for season 2.
I gotta watch that.
But the shit is only on Paramount Plus.
Oh, they must have got dropped from
Not for
Netflix?
Paramount Plus. Paramount Plus. Okay, no, I'm saying it's just like I've been waiting for a season 2 to come out because the first season I binged that in like one whole day.
Oh, okay. So I'm gonna have to check it out then because I've always pass it on Netflix and I'm like,
It's so good to me. Like, especially like some of the stuff that we watch and some of the stuff that we talk about.
Okay.
I think that you'll really enjoy it. It just keeps. There's a bunch of like twists and turns and it just keeps you intrigued. And when it ended, I was like, oh my God, I need a season 2. And then I see it on Facebook that it's out, but only on Paramount Plus. Like, I'm so sick of these, we're going to have a streaming channel of a cable channel. Like, no. Can we just put it on the channel so we don't have to pay $5.99 for something extra?
Right.
But yeah. So we really don't have a topic today. If you're trying to like figure out what our topic is, we're just gonna
shooting the shit.
We're just shooting the shit today, and we're just gonna talk about whatever comes to our minds about anything horror related.
I did watch a movie. I don't know if this movie's even out or anything yet, because I be
on the Fire Stick.
Yeah. I do. Yeah. So it's actually called Till Death. Yeah, Till Death. So it's actually has Megan Fox in it, not Megan Good.
Oh, okay. Is it new?
People. Yes, it's supposed to. I mean, I don't know if it came out yet, but it came out this year. If it is out, I don't know. It seemed like it would be something that would be in theaters. To me, it would. But basically, it's about a woman. And there's gonna be spoilers because this is kind of a crazy theme. Like, it was actually pretty creative to me. Like, I never thought about, like, I was like, damn, what would I do if I probably would have just died. So so basically, it's about a character, Megan Good's character. I mean, not Megan Good. Oh my gosh, Megan Fox.
She gonna end up in something,
right? Right. Megan Fox from Transformers. She is married to this lawyer. I think he's a defense lawyer.
Okay.
But she's having an affair. In the beginning, we see that she's having an affair with this black guy, and she's ending the affair because he's like, I want to spend. They're in a hotel and she's looking out the window, looking like she's crying, like, So he's like, basically like, I want to spend the whole weekend with you. And she's like, I can't. It's my anniversary. I can't do this anymore, blah, blah, blah. So she goes to her husband. Next thing we see, she's going to her husband's office. He, got her some roses. Like, you could tell he's a big shot kind of lawyer. Like, he got money. So she, right off the bat, you could see that, like, he's kind of like one of those types that wants like a princess, but he wants you to do what he tells you to. He's like, why didn't you wear the red dress? I like how the red dress looks on you. That kind of shit. So you could kind of see she's kind of over this marriage. So basically, to make a long story short, they go on their anniversary dinner. He gives her this steel necklace because it's their steel anniversary. They've been together for 11 years. So I guess that's the steel anniversary.
Okay.
She got him some Steeler tickets. He's like, the Steelers suck. I don't want these tickets, whatever.
Oh.
And so then, they finish their dinner. They're about to go home and he pulls out a blindfold and he's like, I'm like, okay, he's trying to, just trying to step his game up. She puts a blindfold on. You could kind of tell. Oh, one thing I did forget. Okay, he's a defense lawyer. Something happened to her because we see there's a file on his desk when she comes into his office. And
during the marriage, something happened?
Yeah,
or before?
I think this was before the marriage.
Okay.
So it's a folder. She opens the folder. It's a picture of her like beat the fuck up. And then there's a picture of another guy in there that has a bandage over his eye. So something happened we don't know what happened yet, but we could tell like something happened between her and this man. And she tries to, close the folder right away. And he sees like the picture of the guy slips out and she like puts it behind her back because I don't know why she didn't want him to see it because the shit was on his desk. Clearly,
right. He's seen it.
But he's like, so he walks in, he sees the picture in her hand and he's like, oh, put that down. That'll only give you anxiety. So clearly you could tell that man beat the fuck out of her. I don't know why, but yeah. So basically, fast forwarding to where I was at there, he makes her put this blindfold on. They go to a lake house. And he's got it all like candles lit, flowers, really romantic. I'm like, okay, he trying to step his game up. Like he must know something's up. Also, the black guy is his boss. He's the black guy's boss. So she's fucking one of his employees.
So they know each other.
Yes, because when she goes to the office, when they're leaving the office, he's in the elevator and they're trying to act like they didn't know each other. Like he's like, "Did you meet my lovely wife?" And they're like, "Oh yeah, I think we met at a Christmas party."
Please tell me somebody got killed.
So she's fucking his employee. So I'm like, okay, what a coincidence. So I'm like, I'm pretty sure this man knows. Like he seemed like the type that probably snoops on his wife, whatever. So he, basically when they get to the cabin, everything's dialed up, like I said, and he basically tells her, like, I know things haven't been good between us for a while. I just want to, make things right. And he set up this whole like elaborate thing where she walks into like this room where he has a bunch of photos of them, like their wedding pictures, and he has like a old vinyl and it's their wedding song. Like he really was. I'm like, okay. So, he sweeps her off her feet. She gives it up, So the next morning, and we're like, okay, where is this going? So then the next morning she wakes up. She's laying in the bed, but he's on his side of the bed, fully dressed, just sitting there. And I'm like,
looking at her?
Yeah, no, not looking at her, just facing the other way. Like she's on the other side of the bed.
Oh, okay.
And he's just looking out the window, yeah. And it's winter out, so it's cold as hell in the house, whatever. So then she moves her arm. She sees she's handcuffed to him.
What?
So I'm like, now spoiler alert, if you don't want to, because it's a pretty good movie.
Almost like a Gerald's Game?
It did give me that a little bit, but not with the kind of supernatural thing.
I did not like that.
This was a straight thriller. Like there was no ghost or no creature. Like no.
Okay.
So she's like, okay, what the fuck's going on? Why you got me cuffed? And he just says something. I can't remember what he said to her, but he offs himself right there.
What?
Yeah. And she's handcuffed to his dead body.
Oh wow. So that happened in Gerald's Game.
Yes. But she was strapped to the bed. She actually could move around, but she had to carry his ass everywhere. So she goes she's trying to go through the house to find something to cut. And when he does it, like she doesn't cry or anything. Like you could just tell she was over him. So she's just kind of more annoyed. Like you really just killed yourself, and I'm tethered to you by these handcuffs. Like really?
So we have a question. What's the name of this movie again?
It's called Till Death.
Okay.
So so she's going through the house like trying to get him up. He's took away all the tools.
Oh my God.
He put her phone in a vase full of water.
What?
He took the gas out the cart.
So she's just handcuffed to this dead man.
Yeah.
Okay.
So and then things get a little bit more spicier too. Like he's basically taunting her. He has recordings where he's like, I can't believe you made it this far. And
so it starts playing while she's handcuffed to him.
Yes. Like
so he preset all this shit up.
Yeah. He basically he set all this up. He's like, you bitch, you didn't know. Like he changed the pictures and the pretty little setup of her with the black guy. And I'm like, oh wow.
So why would you kill yourself?
He killed himself because he was getting indicted. That's what we find out. So it wasn't solely because he found out his wife was cheating.
Yeah.
But it was one point where she got mad when she was handcuffed to him, where she's like, fuck you. Like, you're such a hypocrite. All the times I had to clean lipstick and glitter off your clothes. Like, so he was doing his dirt too, so
yeah, he
was just an asshole. And basically, I'm not going to like give like the end, but another spoiler alert. The guy that attacked her got out. He sends him to go off her because he tells them, oh, I have jewels in the safe, like worth
to the lake house. He came to the lake house.
Yes. $20 million. Like, and come to find out, they get into the safe. They're not there. He put the diamonds in her necklace and she can't take the necklace off. And when they open the safe, there's a saw in there. And basically he's telling them, y'all gonna have to cut her head off to get these diamonds.
Oh wow! So that seems pretty interesting. So after watching it, would you recommend?
I would recommend it. It was some points. It was some things in this like movie where I'm like, oh, like this could have probably been better, or I could have gotten more of this maybe.
Yeah.
But overall, I think I would watch it again, or I would recommend it.
I'm gonna have to look for that. Yeah, I mean, the only thing besides the movies that I watch, I think religiously, is Ghost Adventures. So I watch a lot of Travel Channel. My TV just stays on Travel Channel. I'll be like falling asleep with the shit on. And people's like, well, you can, but yeah, it's like, so I watch Ghost Adventures, Paranormal Caught on Tape, like all of that stuff.
That kind of stuff.
And I know I was watching an episode last night where they went to where were they? Oh, they were touring the Queen Mary.
Okay, yeah.
And there was a guy that they knew who was a psychic.
Okay.
Who used to always go to the Queen Mary.
And this is real life, right?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Ghost Adventures is real people who go to these places or buildings or areas that is so-called to be haunted by whomever lives there or whomever works there or whatever. And they try to like do their paranormal investigation to see if they can find ghosts. Basically. Right. So they knew it was a psychic who used to go to the Queen Mary to try to communicate with the spirits. He ended up dying, which was like 20 years ago.
Now he probably haunts the Queen Mary.
Basically, he gets his crew and they go to the Queen Mary because they want to see if this psychic, if his spirit is in the Queen Mary.
My God.
And then they're like playing.
Did he die there?
He didn't die there, but they're saying because he spent
your spirit he spent wherever
so much of his life on the Queen Mary that they believe that this is where he wanted to spend his everlasting.
Okay.
So then they toured the Queen Mary before, so they have like footage from the last time that they toured the Queen Mary. So they're trying to like figure out like, is the spirit of the little girl still there? So they're doing all this investigation. But the thing that gets me about this show and why I keep watching this particular show is because they're just so like so extra. So it's like
are these the three guys that you and one's got brown hair?
Matt or something with the glasses.
Does he have like brown hair?
Kind of spiky.
I think I know who he is. He's always like, I got scratched.
Yes. So like the thing that kills me about this show is I love ghost stuff. I like scary shit.
Me too.
You can scare me. Come out and talk to me. Let's have a conversation, spirits. So I'm watching the show and it's pitch black and all they have are their night vision cameras so that we can see what they can't see. So I'm looking, in their night vision camera, like I'm trying to see some shit. So they're walking, all of a sudden he's like, they scream, did you see that? And I'm like, no, I didn't see anything. And they're like, something just touched me. And I'm like, if I didn't see it,
how can we prove that?
Like nothing touched you. And then like with Paranormal Caught on Tape. Now that one I like because that's some shit that people catch on tape that they're not even expecting
like home people,
to catch on tape.
Regular people.
It's just like regular ass people who will just be like cooking, like or trying to do like a YouTube video or on vacation.
I like that kind of stuff.
And all of a sudden they just happen to like catch some shit on their phone or on their video tape and they don't even know what the fuck it is.
I watch a YouTube channel called Chills. He does like top 10s or top 15 and he does like a lot of those. And I remember there was this one where like it was like a TikTok video and this girl's like dogs are barking and you're like, okay, cute dogs, like, okay, but why the hell is it's on here? And like there's like a room in front of her, but it's dark, but you can still see like a little like light and a shadow moves. And I'm like a tall ass shadow just moves.
I think I've seen that.
I was like, video. Oh no.
Yeah, that's the type of stuff that has.
And the dogs were barking, so you knew it was something right there.
Like, I watched one where this guy he moved into a house and he had only been in the house for like a few weeks. He didn't even have furniture in the house yet because he just moved in. But he noticed that his dog would like sit in front of the basement door and like stare at it. So he was like trying to figure out like, why is my dog staring at this basement door? So he picks up his phone and he's like, well, let's go down here and see what it is. He hadn't been down there because he just moved into the house. So as they go into the basement, it gets like cold, like like extremely cold.
See, those are two telltale signs.
And the dog is sitting on top of the stairs.
He won't even
didn't even come with them. So he's like calling the dog's name to like have the dog come down. The dog's like, I ain't coming down there. So he's down there in the basement with his phone, like showing stuff around or whatever. And then all of a sudden he hears like a voice and a knocking, which he catches on his phone. He runs upstairs like real quick, slams the door. So then he's like breathing all hard behind the camera and stuff like that. So he's like, okay. So then he takes it upon himself to set up hidden cameras in the basement to try to figure out like what's going on. He captured stuff moving. Like there were like paint cans and some shit left in the basement from like previous owners. And he caught like the shit moving. He heard like knocking. He can hear voices. I think he stayed in this house for, I think, 3 months before he actually moved out of the house. And when he moved, he said,
was somebody living in the walls or something?
No, but he kind of said like he didn't know if something followed him to his new place because when he first moved,
he should have got some.
He kind of was like, I don't know, maybe it was in his head, he said, but he kind of felt like something came with him to the new house, but then said like things died down and everything was okay. They don't really know what happened. He said he tried to reach out to like some historian to try to figure out what happened in the area, stuff like that. And
he should have did that before he moved.
Right. I'm always so intrigued by these historians. I don't know why, but it's like, sometimes I'm like, I'm going to be a historian.
Right.
Like, I want to try to get
the way they tell like the stories, like, it was 1738. Like,
how do you know that?
1738, when she took her life of her 3 children and drowned them. Like, damn.
Oh, they found him in his trench coat. Like, how do you know? How do you know this?
Right.
But, like, it's so funny because, like, when they do these stories,
they're so enthusiastic.
The thing that gets me is, okay, so here's my question, since we love ghosts and scary shit. Why every time someone sees a ghost or a spirit or whatever they think they saw, why is the shit always wearing some old ass white gown type shit? Like,
I don't know.
Ain't no ghost walking around with crop tops on and tank tops. I mean, come on. Like, why are ghosts always in this old fashioned button up collar type white gown? Like, if I die today, I'm gonna haunt y'all in this shit. I'm not gonna have on no white gown.
Right.
Like,
I don't know what I would have on.
Well, they passing out white gowns at the gate.
Right.
Like,
put this on. You're a ghost now.
Why is everybody in a white gown?
Wait, but men always have suits on.
Yes, and hats.
Right, or working shit that they had on.
Yes,
like
it's always working stuff. A hat, a suit. Like, okay, so ain't nobody out here rocking joggers,
right?
And some Jordans,
a Nike fit, Gucci belt.
So what did the ghosts have on? Gray joggers.
Right. He had on some Timbs.
Right. Like I don't understand that. I think that
maybe because I don't know.
That's what makes me be like, okay, y'all didn't see shit.
Because it's always white people too. We don't really see like a lot of black people.
There are no black ghosts. From what I can tell.
I mean, if they are too, we probably look at it differently. Like, oh, those are my ancestors coming to visit me. Like, it don't.
Yeah, like I've never seen or heard of anybody saying that they were haunted by what they believed to have been a black ghost,
or a nigga,
like. Right, or somebody. I mean, because every time it's a story of somebody being haunted, and then they get the investigative people, crew, and the psychic to come in. Mm-hmm. It's always either some angry man who was upset with his family, his wife or something, and comes back to haunt, or it's always children.
Right. With the ball.
Yes. Children with the ball, or a mother looking for her child.
Right.
It's always that.
Or suicides.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So it's crazy. Like, I want to know, like, come on now. I know there's got to be some hood ass ghosts out there somewhere.
That's funny. We should go hunting for hood ghosts.
We're looking for some hood ghosts. Now that's a show I would watch.
Right.
On the search for hood ghosts.
For real. There's gotta be some.
There has to be. I mean, if y'all have seen some ghosts, some hood ghetto ass ghosts,
where are they?
Tell us. let us know because we
I guess maybe we just don't really mess with stuff like. Well, I mean, I know. I remember when I told my boyfriend I was going to go on a ghost hunt. He was like, "Yo, ass better not."
I want to go on one of the ghost tours because they're happening now, like during the summer.
Here?
Yeah, before they used to be like only in like October.
I was gonna go like ghost hunting at an old tuberculosis hospital at night.
I would love to do that just because I don't know. I just like to. It's just something about not knowing.
Girl, I don't know. Once my boyfriend broke it down to me, he was like, "Look, if you bring some shit back with you, he's like, I'm gonna know if it's not you." And he's like,
my oldest daughter went to Europe when she graduated from high school. And before she went to Europe, I made sure to tell her, when you guys get to the catacombs, just don't touch anything. And if you don't have to go in, like don't go in and stay with people. Cause I like expressed how true, that is. So she texted me the day of the.
I don't know if I want to go to catacombs.
The day that they were supposed to like tour these catacombs, and she texted me and she was like, "They're going into the catacombs," and I'm like, "Are you going?" And then she's like, "I ain't going in there." And so she was like, so she told them she didn't want to go because she was afraid of bringing something back. And all of them,
I would be more afraid of getting lost. I think,
well, they made her go.
I don't think nothing's gonna come back with you to the United States.
Well, the funny thing is, they made her go. So she texted me like, "They're making me go," and I said, "Don't touch anything. Whatever, like walk through, stay with people,
bring some sage.
Don't touch anything, because if you touch something, you just walk." So she goes through,
but your feet are touching the ground.
But then she said, like, when she came back. And after when she came out, she said she felt weird when she came out of the catacombs. And then she said like strange shit was happening. She said like her drawer opened by itself and she heard whispering. And
where are the catacombs at again?
This was in
like Italy or something?
Yeah, the ones that were in Italy.
Well, them Italian men love them. Is she black?
And she's black. She's
so
black
maybe an Italian ghost came because they like black girls.
Yeah, she's mixed with Italians, so they were like. But yeah, so she went, and of course, the little feeling like didn't last too long. But I'm like, I'm not. That's one thing. Like, I'm not walking through no human burial.
I think though too, because of what the catacombs are, you probably already have an eerie feeling just going in there. Like, I probably would have an anxiety attack or something.
Oh, she said they were rubbing on stuff and touching stuff. And
isn't it like skeletons hanging?
Yeah,
I'm not touching nobody's
skulls,
skeleton.
like just hanging, like just there, like hi, just there.
Unless they told me like, okay, yeah, no, I wouldn't even touch it then.
Yeah, I'm not.
Like, maybe that's a sign of paying your respects and they don't haunt you. I'm not touching nobody's skeleton.
Right. But then I did watch, my show, Paranormal Caught on Tape. So it was a group of teenagers. They asked for permission to tour this. It was like an old hospital.
Okay.
And they got the permission. They got the key to go into the hospital.
I like watching explore videos.
The story behind this hospital was there was like a main nun.
It's always a nun or a nurse.
And she was like very strict or whatever. And people were saying how the legend went around the town that she was the one that was haunting this. It was a hospital, but it used to be a school before the hospital.
Okay.
That this nun was haunting this old hospital. And there were like kids who used to break in and would say that they got touched, scratched, or they would see her. So that's where these teenagers asked for permission to tour this hospital because they wanted to document. Well, so they go in there with their cameras and they're documenting. And all of a sudden the one guy goes, "Man, dude, oh, my back." He was like, "Oh my God, lift my shirt up. And so the girl lifts his shirt up and he has this long scratch on his back. And the girl's like, "Oh my God, you got scratched. It just appeared." but nobody else got touched. So then when they go to those historians or those people who like give their,
she liked to scratch people's backs.
Well, they were like, well, one of the things we can say is nuns, because they're very religious. And as you can see, the guy in the video had visible tattoos.
Oh my God.
So they were like, they take it as a sign of disrespect because you,
but what if you have a tattoo
you
of
marked,
Jesus?
You marked your body. And so because she was upset, she lashed out and that's why you got scratched. Mm-mm. So I'm like,
but what if I have a tattoo of Jesus? Are they still going to scratch me?
Because you still messed your body up. Yes, they don't like it. So that's when I looked at myself. I'm like, oh, okay.
Oh, we
just might as well go in naked then, because we gonna get.
Then they'd really scratch us.
We gonna get scratched up, because like
man, them people be scratching themselves.
That's why I'm like, let me, because we don't know. That wasn't your entire footage.
Because why are ghosts always scratching? Like, hit me up. No, don't do this to me, ghosts. But hit them upside the head with some shit.
It's always a scratch, and then because I be waking up with unknown scratches on my body, and I don't know where the hell they came from. So I'd be like, did a ghost scratch me? Was I attacked? I'm just like, what is happening?
My dog scratched me. No ghosts.
Because
I will say this though, when you were talking about that basement story, it reminded me of me. Because
you have a basement story?
I don't mess with basements. I've never messed with basements. I even got ribbed the other day because my boyfriend was gone and I noticed like the basement light was on, but I had been home like all day, so I didn't really like notice it because it was daytime. When I took Magnar outside, I was like, oh shit, the light's on in the basement. So I was gonna go down there and turn it off, but I'm like, but what if it's something down there? Like, so I'm like, no.
I was like that as a kid. I used to flick the light
and run up the
stairs as fast as I could and then slam the door. But then I was one of those strange kids where after I ran up the stairs and closed the door, I'd stand at the door and put my ear on the door and try to see if I can hear something.
I don't want to hear shit.
And then I would like go away. But yeah, it was just like, it was always that creepy feeling, like you felt like something was behind you. Yeah. I'd always turn around and there was nobody there.
Ugh. Yeah, and my dog was, well, I don't know if Magnar can really, he's not really coordinated enough to try to go down some stairs yet. Like sometimes he can't even, he's so floppy. Like, I'm like, so cute, but though. Titus, he does not fuck with our basement. Like,
and see, like dogs and cats and babies, like they be knowing. Like, remember how I told you how my cats used to just stare in my stairway and just be looking at shit, and I'd be looking with them. Well, I've been having my grandson, so I'm like, okay, let me go sit over here where these cats are like staring because they did it again, and I'm like, what the hell are they looking at? So I'm like, come on, Adrian, let's go over here and sit. I just wanted to see like if he's gonna look where they're looking, but he's a baby. He looks everywhere, so I can't take him looking at something that's he sees something. He's just always looking at stuff. But I'm like, I'm sitting on the couch and Luna is just like, I'm like, what are you looking at? And then it's like, I don't think I'm brave enough to try to like set something up to be like, what are they looking at?
Yeah, I'm good.
I just want to know like what, and it's always that one area. Like, what are you looking at? It almost makes me want to like do some research to be like, well, what happened?
I don't want to know.
Did anything happen over here? Did anything go on? Or
I don't want to know if you're haunting me.
I think if I knew, it would like take an ease off of me. It's the fact that I don't know.
No, I don't want. No, I'm not messing with none of that. Just like with them nurses with Annabelle talking about, we give you permission to come live in the doubt. No, you can't. I would have been like, no, you cannot live here. Go find another doll. Yes. This doll already looked crazy.
Right. That is crazy. Speaking of dolls, so I went to the Goodwill yesterday.
Did you find a Raggedy Ann?
But they had, so
you did?
No, I didn't find one. However, like, how you just be looking at shit because it used to be somebody else's shit, and you just got this, you be thinking stuff, especially because of like, I'm always thinking about like paranormal, scary type
divot boxes and
haunting type shit. So as I'm walking through, going to the toy section because I wanted to find some cute little baby toys to keep in my house, I see this like doll that was like She had a bonnet on and a dress and
a bonnet.
Yes.
she was hood.
It was like one of those prairie bonnets.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. I'm just being goofy.
Let me let them know.
Because what if we start seeing porcelain dolls like that in the near future with bonnets on and shit?
Because they like, oh, what kind of bonnet did she have on? So it was one of those prairie white bonnets that tied around her chin, and she had on like a dress, but she was clean.
Okay.
And I'm like, well, this is to my first thought. This is weird that this clean doll is in still the toys. Yeah. Why didn't anybody take her? Right. Because normally, like, stuffed animals and dolls always especially go first.
Porcelain dolls, people collect them
at the Goodwill.
I have a porcelain doll collection.
Yeah, and she was clean. So it's like I looked at it, but then I was like, I ain't touching it because I don't really know. Like,
was she white? How did she look?
It was white, and it had real hair, and the hair was.
What do you mean real hair?
Not real, like doll hair.
Okay, like, that's why it's haunted. Shit.
It had doll hair and it was not nappy like most dolls. So I'm like, okay, this is odd. So first of all, you have a clean ass doll, clean ass clothes, no markings, it wasn't drawn up by no kid, good intact doll hair. Okay. And it's just laying here. And I'm like, I'm not touching it because I don't know, like, why
own this?
Why are you here? Who owns you? I don't want to bring you home and I hear a little pitter patter in the middle of the night and like you gone. So it's like I just thought it was weird. So it almost makes me want to go back and be like,
if we go on eBay right now, people sell haunted porcelain dolls. Haunted porcelain dolls. I was even thinking about doing that shit. Like
people buying these haunted,
buying them and making them look haunted, coloring their eyes red. And
I had a friend that she does that around Halloween. Like she'll buy stuff and she'll like alter it to and set up this whole like spooky thing, and it looks really nice. She does a really good job.
I had a neighbor that used to do that. He actually built a coffin one year.
I wanted to do that.
Yeah, he built a coffin. Like I had the coolest neighbor growing up. He's actually the one that went to that haunted house that we lived in front of that was behind us.
Okay.
And he actually was on one of those shows. But he, like, when Halloween came, he went overboard. So he built this coffin out of wood. He was inside of it.
He was in the coffin?
Yes. And when you came to get candy, he'd pop out and had
oh my God.
I'm like, and had a microphone. Like he would go, I wonder if he still lives over there, if he still does all this stuff.
I love how people really like go the extra mile. Like we've been trick-or-treating in the same neighborhood for like 20 something years. And everybody in this neighborhood, there's a few houses in the neighborhood where they go all the way out. They dress up. They have music playing. Some houses have like smoke coming out.
My dad used to do that. Yeah.
There's one house where he makes his own little like haunted walkway for you to walk through and like get candy. And I just think it's so neat how people like express their love for Halloween and stuff like that. I get excited. I like going to the Halloween stores just to look at stuff.
Yeah.
Like
that's fun.
Because there's always something new. Like every year there's like a new costume or just some
prop.
Yeah, some new prop or something.
Monsters. And I like watching those shows about people who do haunted houses or like they really go out. Like I don't know. I kind of would want to be like one of the actors.
And I always said I would love to.
I wouldn't want somebody to be like, Karina, like you into this cosplay type shit.
right? Because it's like,
or get hit.
We went. Did you go to the ones they had down at the Pfizer last a few years ago?
I know I love horror, but I do not like shit like that. Like I don't like being scared.
Me and my
I don't
kids,
like people touching me.
We love them.
The last haunted house that I went to was in Virginia. It actually was a haunted forest. And
ooh, that sounds fun.
Yeah, when we got to certain parts, I walked through with my eyes closed with my hand on the person.
That's how my oldest son is. So it was me, my oldest daughter, my oldest son, and my youngest son. We went, and they had 3 haunted houses set up right there. The whole thing was like all Halloween themed. And when you bought your tickets, the lady was like, "Oh, I recommend you do this one first and do this one." They were like set up to be like least scary to like the most scary. So I don't know why my oldest son wanted to come because he's scared of everything. So as we're going through, he's like, "Mommy, you go in front of me. You go in front of me." And I'm like, "You're taller than me. What the heck?" Yeah. Like the whole time he's like grabbing onto the back of my shirt with his head down in the back of my shirt. His eyes are closed. I'm like, "Get out! Like, look! Like, I'm like, if your little brother could walk through this, you're fine."
I forgot. No, I actually went to a haunted house with my boyfriend a couple years ago, and I walked through the whole time, grabbing him and with my eyes closed. And he was like, "Man, this weak ass haunted house." Like my boyfriend wore he had like this Jason suit, so he was actually scaring the people in the haunted house.
Did he do that on purpose?
Yeah, he was scaring them. Like he was running up on them and scaring them. Oh, and I'm like,
that's funny.
And my scary ass just sitting here like, no. Then we went through a cornfield and I'm like, and then they came out with those damn those
the chainsaws.
Yeah, I'm like, I
like the hay rides, like the haunted hay rides. I enjoy those. The haunted houses, like the whole thing, the whole Halloween, everything just gets me excited. But yeah, I'm excited to see, like, I want to know, hopefully they do something this year, with the whole
I want to go to Fright Fest.
COVID's lifting. I haven't been that since high school.
I've never been.
I went 2 times while I was the last time I went, I was in high school and went to Fright Fest. It's nice actually. They do the pond is red.
Yeah, like I've seen pictures.
Like, the characters are walking around.
We actually went one time, like when they were setting up, like they started bringing out the, and I was like, this looks so fun.
When you're on the rides, that's the only thing. I don't like being cold. Like I don't like, because the wind is already blowing, it's already cold, and then you get on this roller coaster, and then
I feel like you gotta go like the perfect time, like
I think as soon as it starts, because it's not that cold.
Right. Don't wait till Halloween, I guess.
Yeah, because you're gonna be freezing. If you go in like September, then you're good and you're gonna be fine. But yeah, I hope that we can have a good Halloween this year, especially with COVID lifting and everything, because last year we went trick-or-treating and it wasn't the same.
I had COVID on Halloween last year.
It wasn't the same.
I was pissed.
I was so sad. Like as we're walking, there were a couple of people who were trick-or-treating, but normally there's like crowds of kids trick-or-treating, and there wasn't a lot of kids that were trick-or-treating. A lot of the houses had like the candy on tables. Yeah. With a sign for you to take the candy, and it was so sad.
Yeah,
like the whole experience.
I loved trick-or-treating when I was like in high school. Like I would just I wouldn't even go all out for costumes. What I would do is I would wear my brother's football uniform. I'm like, here we go. I remember one year this lady was like, she was giving us candy. She's like, you gonna have to twerk for this candy.
What?
Yeah, she made me and my friend dance. And then when she gave us the candy, it was some damn Tootsie Rolls. I was like,
oh wow,
make us twerk for a damn Tootsie Roll and shit.
That is crazy. Yeah, we normally there's this one house we go to where he gives out like good stuff. Like one time he gave out 12-ounce cans of Pepsi. It was like everybody was just getting a can of Pepsi.
Okay.
So like every year we're like trying to like find his house to get something good. I know this one lady, she gave out fortune cookies.
So I've gotten some weird things trick-or-treating, like people give out toothbrushes apparently.
Oh, I don't think I've ever come across one of the weirdest. Let me think of one of the weirdest things I came across from trick-or-treating.
Or an apple or a penny. Like, I don't want no damn penny.
There was an orange. There was an orange in the Halloween bag, one trick-or-treat. And then one trick-or-treat, there was a pamphlet about Jesus loves you.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And it was...
we don't have no candy, but we do want to tell you about the Lord.
I think it came with like saltine crackers. Ew. So it was like saltine crackers.
They were trying to give you communion.
And a pamphlet, and on the front of the pamphlet was a cross, and it said, just know Jesus loves you. And I'm like, where's the candy?
You ever been to church on Halloween? Like people dress up as like angels.
Oh my goodness. I haven't.
Or like priests, like they don't let you dress up. They don't let you today is Angel Day.
My kids went to a private school for a few years, and when they had, because you can bring your costume to school, around Halloween and dress up and
do like a little parade and stuff.
Yeah. Well, in the private school, they sent a letter home stating that we would like the children to be in decent costumes, and then it was like no witches, devils,
right? Yeah,
like none of the evil stuff. And then I'm just like, okay, but I mean. No one's getting haunted by angels and any of that type of stuff.
No scary stuff, no weapons.
Right. They were like, if the costume comes with a sword, can you leave the sword at home? No nunchucks. They were
because my kid's gonna go postal on here with this plastic prop. Like
I was just like, what that nunchucks? Like, okay, but it was crazy because one of those years, one of my kids did have like
I was always pretty
kind of like a bad costume, and they were like, "What am I supposed to wear?"
So would they kick him out, make him go home?
Well, I just said, "Well, don't take the weapons that come with the costume," and I said, "Don't take the mask. Like it came with a mask or something." I'm like, "Don't wear the mask and don't take the." It came with something. I'm like, "Don't take that. Just wear the."
I was always like,
wear the clothes.
One year I was a Nox and Moon from the Mummy.
Okay.
Another year I was a hippie, like with a fro.
I always want to be something scary.
Yeah. I always wanted to be like, I guess, little pretty little things. I don't know.
Yeah.
I was obsessed with Egypt when I was a little girl. So I always wanted to be like an Egyptian goddess. I don't know. Yeah.
They have some really nice costumes. I worked at Party City for 6 years. And what I loved about being there is the holidays. We got to actually wear the costumes from work and like dress up. And one Halloween, I was the roadside character. And basically it was like this jackal with this huge, like the hat was humongous and you were hot as hell.
I bet. I was going to say.
And our manager was like, yeah, you can listen to your music, if you want to, blah, blah. And I would be on the side of the road getting down. I would be out there with my sign just dancing and doing all types of stuff with we got a new kid. He was like a seasonal hire, this skinny, scrawny kid. And I think he was only with us for like just a few days. And one of the days he was supposed to be the roadside character. And so we were like, we were kind of like, because he's like all skinny and scrawny and this is huge like thing you got to put on your head. He goes out there and I kid you not, he came back and like 10 minutes was like, I got beat up. And we're just like, now I've been the roadside character, so I'm just like, you ain't get beat up because
he just didn't want to do that shit.
I was out there all the time just getting down in my costume. People was honking and waving. There's no way and it was right on the bus stop. So the bus would stop and the people would like, what you mean you got beat up? So then he came in swearing he got beat up, talking about his eyes were black and blue and was like,
do use the Halloween makeup.
He was like, I don't want to do this. So he stayed his shift, but he worked on the inside. He was supposed to work like that whole rest of the week and he didn't even show up. He didn't even come back. We're just like, what the heck?
His mom forced him to go do that.
Right. Like, no, you didn't get beat up, but no.
I think I want to dress up for Halloween this year. I think I want to be...
I don't know.
I want to do the cute couples thing.
I want to be.
Like we could be, me and him can be like the Joker and Harley.
I did the 1 year with one of my exes. We were Mario and Luigi.
Oh, that's cute.
He was Mario and I got like this sexy Luigi, like with a dress and everything. And he actually won $50 from one of the clubs for a Halloween costume contest because he had the gloves with the cartoon hands and everything. But that was the last time I did a
I'm gonna ask my boyfriend, like, you want to be Ike and Tina Turner for
some strange reason, men just don't want to dress up in a costume.
They think this shit lame. Soft,
right.
Man.
They think it's like, no, like, do it for your girl. Like, if we want you to, like,
let's just live.
Think of all the shit we do for y'all. Like, all the little things we do. You can't put a costume on for, like, 1 day for us. Like, it ain't
let's go to a Halloween party.
We ain't
and
asking y'all to have y'all chest out and nothing, like, tight or anything. Just
we can go in incognito.
Put a costume on.
We could be Batman and Batgirl and wear a face mask for all.
Right? Just something
and get kinky on the dance floor.
Then y'all gonna win some money. That's gonna have y'all winning some money because everybody gonna be looking. But yeah, I don't know. Like, I want to go. I've been to, so
maybe go out of town.
I was just going to say, one of the best places to go is Chicago. They have this club. There's like 6 floors in this club. And each floor is like different music, a different vibe. But around Halloween, they do like a thing where, because, you know, the clubs are open till like the morning time. And each floor has its own costume contest. So with there being 6 floors,
you can win them all.
Can you only imagine how much money you'll walk away with if your costume is like really doing the thing? But it's like, yeah, that's the best place to go. I've been a few times in Chicago for Halloween, wearing costumes and just all night at the clubs. And then they have that one haunted house. Well, you don't like haunted houses, but they have that one where you got to sign the waiver.
Oh, God.
Just to go through the haunted house.
If I have to sign a waiver, like what are y'all about to do to me?
That's what I'm trying to get for a horror movie. Can we get a movie where you have to sign a waiver?
I thought we have a few low budget ones like that.
Just to watch, like, before you like buy your ticket. Like, I want to be scared that bad.
Oh, you want to? Oh, I thought you were saying you wanted a horror movie where they go to a haunted house.
No, I want. You know what? I'm waiting for the horror movie where people are like dying in the theater.
Dying in the theater. I don't know about dying. Maybe passing out,
having a slight heart attack or something. Like, I
thought they said Paranormal Activity did that.
Man, where? In what state?
Where?
In what state? Like, I hate when they show us previews of people in the audience, like terrified, and then like we go watch the movie and you're like, well, what fucking scene did they watch where they were terrified like this?
Was it
because I'll do that. Like, if I see like a trailer and there's like people in the movie theater, like, I'm watching the whole movie to try to find, okay, is this the part where they were in the theater scared?
Right. Like, this has to be it.
This is it. Oh, this is it. And I'm like, and then the movie's done. And you're like, well, where the hell was, like,
how did, like,
why were they
I don't
scared?
Understand. Yeah. These people must have a really low tolerance for fear.
Like, exactly. I cannot stress enough. I will not go to a horror movie with someone who's not a horror person.
Yeah.
They get on my nerves.
Because they ask too many questions like, well, why did that happen? I don't understand.
Like, or they sitting there.
Would you just stop asking me questions?
Oh, you see him behind that door? Oh, right. Can you shut up?
Yeah, I don't like screamers or laughers.
Yes. I cannot.
I went to the movies with somebody one time to go see that stupid haunted house that the Wayne brothers did. Okay. And I don't like horror comedy. Like, if I like it, it has to be done right. Like Zombieland, like that was good. The first 2 scary movies I would say were like, and then after that I was like, okay, this is too much.
Yeah.
So, but he had the wildest laugh, and he was just cracking up. Like, he laughed like. I'm not going to do his laugh. I don't even think I can right now with my voice. But people were staring at, people were turning around like, I'm like, would you shut the fuck up? Like, this is, I was so embarrassed.
It doesn't even have to be a horror movie. I mean, I like to see, the only reason why I go to the movies is because I want to see the movie on a huge screen, because it's bigger than my TV screen. However, I don't like movies. I don't like people who are...
You don't like going to the theater.
I don't like going to the theater. I don't like people... You've got people who are trying to open up their candy and that...
on their cell phone.
That plastic wrap, that whole... Like, open the shit. Open it up. Like,
I'm probably that person,
like,
though.
It takes them the entire movie to open a little bag of Swedish fish. I'm like, can you hurry up and open your candy? Or like, your soda's gone, dude. It's gone. Like, why are you slurping it's gone?
Yeah, you don't like being around people.
I can hear people chewing popcorn.
Where do you like to sit in the theater?
Well, I have my row. I always go to Menominee Falls.
Me too.
And I always sit in row G. Row G is the row that's...
I always go to the top.
G is like right behind the handicap seats. So you have the handicap seats and then you have the bar.
Okay.
And then there's normally like a row and then a row. the next row is G.
Okay.
And then I always have to sit in the middle of the movie screen.
I don't get the people who sit at the very front that like
I can't do that. Or sitting on the side. I mean, I don't care that how big the screen is. I need to be in the middle of the screen because I need to see like everything. But I don't like it's the popcorn chewers, it's the straw slurpers, it's the let me take forever to open up my Swedish fish.
It's the comedians like let me say stupid shit the whole time.
Funny, and I'm just gonna say, oh, let me get on my phone, the phone light, or somebody call, and they're trying to whisper, I can hear you, and going in and out to piss. Like I cannot.
That's me. Especially if I have a drink there, I'm peeing.
It's just
I'm peeing like 5 times.
Do you piss this much at home? Yes. Why are you pissing this much?
I hate using the bathroom at the movie theaters. I do, and the big stalls always locked.
God, they be like in and out. It's in the kids. It's the kids, like the teenagers. They're just in. They're in and out. And like sit down, like. If I'm going to pay money for this movie ticket, I'm going to sit my ass here and I'm going to enjoy my movie. I'm going to open my fucking Swedish fish.
It's the drinks. Like trailer. If I have a drink at the movie theater, I don't know what, like.
I will hold my shit because I can't pause the shit.
Because if I cough, you know what my allergies is, I'm going to pee on myself.
I did that one time where I had to go to the bathroom during the movie and I came back and I did the whole like real discreet, what did I miss? They couldn't even fucking tell me what I missed. So I was just like, were you watching the movie? So like, no, I can't. I'm going to pee before the movie starts. I'm going to open up my candy.
I will not try to miss something for a horror movie, but if it's like if
it's like action or something.
Yeah, we went to go see Fast and Furious. I was like, I gotta go to the bathroom.
But if it's a horror movie, I'll fucking sit there and I'll piss on myself.
Yeah, I'm staying planted.
I'm not going to the bathroom. No, definitely
unless I really just am on the brink, like I can't.
Yeah. But yeah, I can't sit at, I don't know. I got to be right in the middle of the theater, right in the middle of the screen so that I can see everything, so I can hear everything. Yeah, I don't know. But you pretty much know, and it's the time of day that you go also.
I like to go at night.
I've noticed that if you go to the not like the 12 o'clock, like noon showing, but if you go to like the very first showing that's going into the evening, what is it, like 5:30?
Yeah,
5-ish. If you go to like a 5-ish movie, you're good. But if you catch like a 7, 9 o'clock,
I don't like going to 5 because I feel like everybody's getting off of work and it's gonna be crowded.
But it's less noise. If you want like less noise, go to like a 5 o'clock, and plus it's cheaper because it's the matinee, so it's like you're not paying that much. But it's like I can't be in there with a bunch of kids. All that
teenagers.
Yes, all that noise.
Sound like an old lady. I said teenagers.
They do get on my nerves. And then where do they gotta go? Where they sitting? Right behind me. They sitting behind me. Like, no. Kicking the back of my chair. Like
laughing and shit.
Right. Like I can't deal with it. But I don't know. See, that's why I need to like bust these shirts out so I can put a movie theater in my house.
Yeah, I would like to go to a drive-in.
I've never been to a drive-in.
I used to go to drive-ins all the time with my parents when I was younger.
I've never been. It's
so fun.
I want to have the experience,
especially if you have a bigger car, like a truck or something.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's super fun. Like my dad used to he would bring like our sleeping bags. We had a big van at the time, like an older van.
Mm-hmm.
But he had that van decked out. So he would like let the seats down. One of us, he would let us go on top of the van with our sleeping bags. Like it was fun.
Yeah, I wanna
and
go.
You get to see double features.
Yes, so I have seen that. But yeah, I would like to go just to see.
Speaking of double features, that's what the new American Horror Story is called.
Oh, double features?
Double feature. I don't know what it's about.
I know. I just saw another preview for it like just a few days ago, and I'm getting really excited.
Well, we haven't had it in like a year.
It has been
2 years.
It has been forever. It's needed. Time. It's needed. So I cannot wait for that.
Well, it's been our hour.
Yes, it has been. So I mean, we are supposed to come back in 2 weeks.
Yes. Unless something life-changing happens.
Life-changing surgeries or another vacation.
Life happens.
You never know. But so we should be back in 2 weeks, 3:30 again.
I don't know what our topic. We need you guys to send us some topics.
Yeah, we've been like really like with the topics lately. That's why we didn't really have a topic today. We just talked about shit, but we need you guys to interact with us. Like, we love the comments that we get from you guys after the show.
Appropriate comments about horror.
We like the comments that you ask during the show, the questions that you ask. We love that. It keeps us going. That's our fuel. So whatever is on your mind, we are not offended.
Or if you like to say hi too, we like that.
Yeah, anything. Just a hey, what's up? But just let us know, like, if you want us to talk about anything, if you have a question about anything horror related, if you've seen a preview and want to know if we watched it. I mean, anything.
If you've seen any of the movies we're talking about.
Yeah. Did you like the movie yourself? I mean, let us know. Give us any topics. We do not mind.
Or if maybe you watched a movie we recommended and you're like, hey, I seen that movie.
Yes, and you liked it. Let us know if you watched anything that we've ever talked about. We love you guys. You keep us going. You keep us motivated. We love you guys. But yeah, just let us know and let us know what's going on. But we will be back in 2 weeks. Yeah. We're gonna talk about something good. We just don't know what that is yet.
This new American Horror. Well, we're gonna be able to talk about Fear Street 2, Part 2, and Part 3.
Most likely the third one should be out.
The third one will be out. Yeah.
So we'll be able.
The third one comes out next week. Yeah.
Yeah, we'll be able to talk about that. And
I think American Horror Stories, the mini series, comes out.
Yes, that
on Hulu.
Yes, That will be coming out. It's some other stuff that's coming out. We can't end the show without our producer here, so we're just
talking, I guess.
We just shooting the shit right now, like we fucking done. Like
we don't know what button to hit,
so we can't hit the button to end the show, so we just here.
I guess we're just gonna continue to talk for a little bit more.
We need to tone.
I didn't even think about that until you said it.
I'm right, like we trying to end the show, we can't even end it. So we just here. Let me go through my IG and see what we have here. So we have a I love the show with 3 hearts.
Nice.
Do you have any comments on your end?
No.
Y'all. Yeah, we gonna jump through the screen and haunt y'all.
If we do, I don't see any. Like sometimes it doesn't let me see them. I don't know. It's weird. Let me see if we have any.
I'm gonna have to go see where he is because I'm
hungry.
Girl,
I haven't eaten anything all day.
I was eating the chicken sandwich before the show started, and I'm still hungry.
I don't know what I've been thinking about. Burgers, tacos.
I want some of those nachos.
I've been on a nacho kick lately too.
Man, I love a good nacho.
I just make them at home. Like I cut up all the stuff.
I've been making them too. At home.
And that'd be especially when we have like fight parties or something.
I've been a little lazy lately. I really haven't been cooking too much. I haven't really had time to. I've been babysitting and everything.
And last week it was hot like for a while too. And
man, who were you telling? Cooking. I came back from vacation and left hot and came too hot. But it was worth it though. Sometimes you go out of town and you come back and it's cold.
It's just humid here.
So I came back and it was really hot that day. I was like,
what? Take his phone. Maybe I should text him like, hey, we're done.
Or is he out there asleep? Like he out see, this is like
maybe he went and got some food. Hey, tell him we're done.
Shit like this really don't ever be happening because he be like he's around. He be here. So we're just this is y'all time to like let us know what's going on here.
Still nobody has said anything.
So I have a comment here that says that's a horror show in itself, being stuck podcasting for hours.
Oh, that could be a good horror movie.
Like, what would we talk about? What would we do?
Dude, I've seen this weird like YouTube channel where this guy just sits there and smiles at the camera for like hours. He don't say anything? Like he sits in a yoga pose and he's just like.
That's the YouTube channel?
Yes, and it'd be like 3 hours of like one time he was sitting there for so long he actually peed right there on the floor.
Ew.
And then one time too, something else weird that happened. Like he stopped smiling for a second and started crying for a split second. Like
What the heck? And don't tell me he got like thousands of views.
Yes.
Thousands of, are you kidding me?
And so they thought maybe he was being forced to do this, but then come to find out he was like, no, I just like to sit there and meditate. And I just thought I would put something positive on YouTube.
Oh my God. And he's probably gotten so many followers that now he's getting paid to just stare at people.
I think after a while he stopped because it was like an art project kind of thing. People put a lot of their art projects on YouTube.
That is crazy.
And on the dark web, apparently. But
how do you get there?
Get where?
To the dark web.
I don't want to go.
I don't know why, but
I know like a couple, like I used to work with this guy. He was like, I mean, if you want me to show you, like I can, he's like, I go on there all the time. And I'm like, I would watch somebody else go. There's actually this guy on YouTube that I watch that goes on the dark web.
What's he going on there for?
He just likes to go on there and explore and put it on YouTube. Like he comes across the weirdest shit. He's what is his name? He's so funny too. He's like an Arabian guy that lives in Canada, and he's like really like techie, smart. He actually like games too. He played that game Sad Satan.
Okay.
That was, and he almost threw up playing it because
really?
They show like a lot of like really morbid shit, like people getting killed, pictures like that will flash.
Oh wow.
It's just it looks scary. I was like, I don't know. But I watched him play it because I was like, I don't want to go on the dark. It's on the dark web too. I was like, I don't want to go on. I'm good. I watch too many. Okay, one thing I do like to watch on YouTube is like horror stories that are animations.
They're
so funny, and like they talk about the dark web a lot. There's like a lot of stories. So the stories that they animate, I'm like, I don't want to go on there. I'm good. I'm good. Like people can hack your computer, steal your money, find your location, come to your house.
I guess computer hacked. I don't know what you want to call it, but a long time ago, I was having issues with my Dell.
Mm-hmm.
And you know how sometimes you can reach out for support?
Yeah.
Well, I reached out to tech support, which actually popped up for Dell, because I've done it with Apple, and I ended up calling it. It's a real person. So I'm like, okay, I'm having problems with my Dell. So I reach out, and I'm on the phone with this guy for tech support. And so he's like, oh, do you mind if I remote into your computer so I can, whatever. But this has happened with Apple before, and it was legit. So I'm thinking like, okay, what can go wrong, So I'm like, yeah, So the guy like remotes in.
I used to have to do that, and
he like starts out like cursing around, trying to find out like where to go and going into the settings. And I'm like,
let me take your house.
I'm like, okay, like he's fixing it, And then all of a sudden, like shit just gets weird, and I'm like, wait a second, what is this guy doing in my computer? So I start to like type into the little box,
chat,
yeah, and I'm like, are you fixing my computer? And so then he chats back, and he's like, just hold tight.
No, bitch.
And I'm like, what the heck? Here he comes. And then,
where were you, sleep?
It ends out with him he sent me.
You got your haircut.
What the heck? He sent me a yellow happy face that was laughing. And on the happy face.
No, we were trying to end it, but we don't know how to.
It was like,